Hello and kalimera to all of you. This is Kathy from Divine Debut, bringing you your divine spread, your message for the 10th of April of 2020. Thank you so much for being here, and I do hope that you're all well. Okay, for those of you who follow me on social media, you will have noticed that the card pulled today was Demeter, which means manifestation, which rings back to the Empress qualities that we've had in the past few days. So the Mother of Earth, okay, there is a lot of abundance and a lot of giving, a lot of nurturing. We know that Demeter is all about Mother Earth, it's the harvest, and we also know that she is very connected to Venus. Now we know that Demeter's mother, Persephone, was taken into the underworld by Pluto. And Pluto is Hades in Greek mythology. And every time that Persephone would be in the underworld, which is a cycle, obviously that's how we get, the different seasons. Every time Persephone, the daughter of Demeter, was taken, Demeter would not give, and that's when we have autumn and winter, and that ties in with the cycles of Venus, as Venus is now moving through her shadow phase. And the cycles of Venus are amazing. For those of you that are interested, Google it. It's really, really interesting. I may be doing a video on that very soon. I'm thinking of doing that, but now let's look at the 10th of April of 2020, or as I say always, whenever you receive this message, that is when it is important for you to hear. So let's take today's message, and we have the Emperor. The Emperor, which is Aries, Taurus. We know that the Emperor is the other side to the Empress. We know that the Emperor can be the Emperor is all about controlling a situation. Okay, it's all about controlling, trying to bring in that stability. And we know that the Emperor has got a whole empire to look over, and therefore he's all about doing the business, putting in that hard work. We know that the Emperor is also very Saturnian, and that's where the work comes into the situation. The Emperor, for me, does speak of, taking that taking charge of matters, Aries energy. Aries is all about new beginnings. We know that the sun is still moving through Aries, so happy birthday, dear Aries. And the Emperor is also someone who, if we are working well with this energy, this archetype, then this is bringing in the stability for us. Now he is, in this card here, he's sitting between two situations. As you can see, he's holding the light on both sides. So this is being in between, I would say, in between a doorway and making a difficult choice. Do we do things that have been done in a certain way? Do we have to do the good for the whole, or do we do what we personally desire? And we know that the Emperor can be someone who shows their desires, but he's not someone who's all about the emotional side of things. So therefore, it's standing strong. And we did have the Emperor a couple of days, yesterday and the day before, which does speak of coming into the power of the Emperor. And that can be really strong as we push through these energies. Whatever has been difficult for us, we know that through committing to a situation, or committing to our responsibilities, then the rewards are given back to us. Now today I'm using another deck. I'm using the Legacy of the Divine Tarot for the main spread. Some of you may be dealing with a person who's very Saturnian. He could be the emperor of their empire, which could also can be on a micro scale as well as a macro scale. So this is also, it does ring royalty for me, as the emperor is a leader. So let's take the cards for today. What is the message today, please, Spirit? In the foundation, we have justice. And justice is very karmic for me. Justice does speak of harmony and balance. We have Venus, as Venus rules the sign of Libra. This is trying to bring in harmony. Again, we've got number 11. As you can see, the two lights, the torches he's holding next to him, he's right smack bang in between. So I do feel that a lot of us are moving into a new cycle, a new chapter in our lives. And justice, which is Libra, is all about partnerships and relationships. We did have that full moon in the sign of Libra only a couple of days ago. So there's a lot going on in relation to partnerships and romance. Let's see what is hidden from us. And we have the star. And the star is Aquarius. Aquarius is the future. The star is also a wish fulfillment. And this could also mean communication, or that the stars are aligning. Okay, and this could even be a glimpse into the future. Now, it's interesting to see that because I see the Emperor as very Saturnian, Saturn does rule Capricorn as well as Aquarius, and Saturn is moving through the sign of Aquarius, and we are getting a glimpse into the future, I believe. Also, with Saturn is also in a difficult aspect to Uranus in Taurus. Okay, so Saturn is the restrictions, Aquarius is the maverick, the newness, the rebellion, the individual. So there is a little bit of friction there. That's what we're pushing for, but I do feel as though we're getting a glimpse into the changes, which is Uranus in Taurus, the changes in our world, in our earth. We know that Taurus is all about the physical body, but it is the earth as well. And the earth is what is, at this time, if you are in the northern hemisphere, it is spring. So I do feel as though the actual blooming and the earth giving to us it's been restricted. We've had really bad weather, a lot of rain in Greece. So we know that the flowers, they don't bloom. It's as though spring has been taken aback. And at this time now, the weather is starting to warm up, and I do feel as though it's as though we're moving into spring right now. So that's for the northern hemisphere, as I was saying. In the southern hemisphere, you're obviously moving into autumn, and these cycles are happening on a collective scale as well as a individual scale, just like the seasons. Let's see what's going on in the recent past, or you may even be going through that now. The King of Wands, and the King of Wands is a Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. King of Wands and the Emperor could be the same person. The King of Wands is someone who moved towards what they desire to manifest. Another leader, someone who's very fiery. A lot of similarities in the Emperor and the King of Wands. Aries would be the main fire sign here for most of you, so you could be dealing with someone that is beginning a new journey. We know that Aries is all about that seed. Now, as an archetype, again, this is all about taking the action, moving towards what we want to manifest. What about the now position? And we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is Sagittarius and Jupiter. The Wheel of Fortune is that karmic wheel that says that a cycle has closed up, a cycle that deals with worldly matters, a cycle that could be dealing with also, because we know Sagittarius is all about higher education, it's standing in our truth, it's all about freedom. We do have two cards, Aquarius and Sagittarius, are all about being free-spirited, you know, and the Wheel of Fortune is all about abundance. Let's see what our trajectory is, what is our path, what are we trying to forge towards. And we have the Hanging Man still, as Mercury is still moving through the sign of Pisces. This does speak of sacrifice, but it also speaks of changing our perspective and seeing things in a different light. The Hanging Man can be the confusion. There is still a little bit of confusion as Mercury finishes his cycle in the sign of Pisces. And again, as I have said in many times, I do feel that the clarity will come through. The Emperor will have the door open for us, I would say, as Mercury brings in the information of the new beginnings once he moves into the sign of Aries. And that's going to be around the 11th or 12th, I suppose, depending on where you are in the world. So we're one step away from that. Let's take the action and advice. And we have the Three of Coins, Three of Pentacles, which does speak of expansion and growth. This is also, again, collaboration. This person here is fine-tuning their arts, whatever they've created. And we know that threes always speak of an external factor as well. An external factor, so a third person in a situation as well. And the Three of Coins is also, you know, that stage where we're at a point of being noticed for what we have been working on, what we've been collaborating with who we've been working with on a certain project. And this is a point of success, the initial point of success. I want to say, let's look at the outcome. And we have Temperance, another major arcana, and Temperance is all about the alchemy that is being performed right now from Spirit. This is also a card of harmony and healing. And I do see many similarities in the card of Temperance as with the Star. We know that both these cards are a sign of hope and a sign of healing. And Temperance, again, usually in the traditional tarot, we do have the sun, you know, the rainbow. And this is Archangel Michael bringing in the light to us. There is a lot of gold here, which means a lot of precious energy. Now, what's interesting is here there is more silver. So in the Star card, there's more blue and silver, which talks about more of a colder energy. We know that the ruling planet of Aquarius is the blue planet, the cold planet. It's so far out in the ethers. But it does speak of the future and the stars aligning. Here we have the angel and the divine, which is bringing in that warmer energy. It's bringing it in closer. We know that Jupiter is closer to the earth than what Uranus is. But Jupiter also speaks of the world at large. All the people, all the different cultures. Okay, so this is expansion, growth. We do have Jupiter right here, as you can see in the back of the card here. And again, the wheel turns. Even though I'm not reading reversals, this card is saying for me, as we have been going through many hard aspects in our lives, I do feel that this is the wheel turning upwards, turning positively. I do feel that strongly. Let's take the divine message for this reading, everyone. What is the message from Spirit? And we have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is family bliss. It's people coming together, families, people who feel like family, and all our cups are filled. As we could see here, we've got Venus in, this is Mars. Mars in the sign of Pisces. As you could see here, it's not Venus, it's Mars. Mars and Pisces. So Mars is the planet of, taking action, moving forward. That's the fire that's beneath us. Also, Mars is the ruling planet of Aries, and we know that Mars is also the warrior. Pisces is some ending to a cycle, and Pisces is also where all this difficult coronavirus and everything that's come from it deals with. So I do feel that, taking action and moving towards healing, and that is through unconditional love, which is Pisces. And this could also mean, of course, Mars taking the action to come out of those waters of illusion, that confusing energy of Pisces. Ten of Cups is the ending of a cycle. It does turn into the Ace of Cups, and this is a blessing here. We do see a little kitty here with a dog. They're best friends. So this is different, difficult times are bringing people closer together, and that's where I see that the blessing is in this card here. Let's take the Emperor right now, and let's have more information on what these restrictions are about, and what are we putting the foundations into. And we have the Lovers, which is Gemini. Now, the Lovers, of course, is obviously ahead of a heart decision. What is the most important? What do we go with what our logic tells us, which is Gemini? This is also communication, or what our heart desires. And again, Gemini and the Three of Pentacles, because Gemini is the third house, it does indicate collaboration, even, where partnership, relationship, romance, family, doesn't really matter. On a collective scale, this is collaboration. This is, the polar opposites. The Gemini, they're twins, but we've got the polar opposites, as we've got Sagittarius and Gemini, and that's where the north and south node of the moon are going to move into that axis very soon, and I will be talking about that in the next few videos. Let's have a look. Let's take one more card on this Emperor. Wow. We have two cards that opened up. Wow. And we have the Death card as well as the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is Demeter. She is the Queen of the Earth. She is Mother Earth. And Scorpio is all about deep changes, deep transformation. Remember what I was saying at the beginning of the video, that because this is the card of Scorpio, Hades, right? So as I was saying, Demeter would stop producing as she was in her dormant energies, as she would not provide to the earth because she was too upset that her daughter was in the dungeon with Hades. And the Death card is transformation on a massive scale. Now, we could see here with the Queen of Coins, her crown chakra is open. She is receiving the knowledge, the messages, and she is aware of what is happening. She is connected to the divine, and therefore she provides for us on a physical scale as well as on a mental and perception, a scale of perception. And I love that. Also, the Death card with the Emperor could be saying that there is transformation where the the difficulties of the emperor not being able to get through to someone. This is changing. The information is coming through. Now, the Queen of Coins is someone who provides. She is very stable. She's very nurturing. Love to see that. What's at the bottom of the deck? And we have the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is things that have been happening behind the scenes. Any deception could be coming to clarity, to our acknowledgement. What's beneath that? But this also can speak of being intelligent and not believing, let's say, of any deception that's been going on, because there has been and there still is a lot of deception. What is happening beneath that? We have the Six of Coins, which again speaks of Libra, but it's also Earth. This is equal giving and receiving. And we also have the King of Coins here, which could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I do see it as Taurian mainly. And the King of Coins is also someone who is very practical, very grounded, and someone that we can obviously depend on. This could be a father. We also have the mother here. Okay, and I think I will be taking these two cards as I see them as very positive here. There is equilibrium here. There is collaboration. And I put it on top of the Three of Pentacles because I do feel that some of you could be collaborating, whether this is in business or in love, with someone that is very similar to you. They're your other half. For others of you on a personal level, you could be making a choice between the King of Wands and the King of Coins. So we do have Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, and Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The King of Wands many times could be someone that is very driven by their desires, yes, very creative. If this is the same person, they are creating something, or you are creating something. If this is you, you're creating something that is going to be very long-lasting, and through your abundance, you may be also able to provide for others. This is generosity. This is the card of generosity. For others of you that are dealing with legalities, as we've got the Justice card, we've also got the Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter, and Jupiter can speak of legalities as well. Then with this card here, this does speak of either paying money out or receiving the money that are due towards you. Now, the Seven of Swords, I'd like to take one card on the general energy. This is air energy. It would be Gemini or Aquarius or Libra. We have all the three air signs here. Let's take that Seven of Swords. And we have the Five of Wands. So conflictual energies. Fives and sevens are all about conflict. This could also speak of someone trying to be intelligent and putting in the effort to build on some sort of a situation where there's been an imbalance, lack of agreement. We know that wands are always about work, our vocation. This could also mean that there is intelligence and there is the action of the fire. So putting in the effort, being smart, to be able to build on something. Doesn't have to be work, it could be on a relationship as well. Let's have a look at this Temperance card, which is the outcome. And we have the Three of Cups, everyone. Beautiful, and usually we have two cups in the Temperance card, so we go from the 2 to the 3. Remember how I said before, some of you could be in a place where you need to make a head over heart decision. You may be making a choice between two different people. Doesn't have to be romantic. And we know that the Three of Cups is a card of celebration, but it could also mean gossip, or the word is being shared, it's being communicated. the word of the help that is coming from the divine, from spirit. I feel that that is what Three of Cups speaks of here. And I'm going to also take a card on the King of Wands. We have the Eight of Wands, and we do have the Archer in the back, which does show Sagittarian energy. Now, some of you could be dealing with someone that is at a distance from you. This could be someone who is from a different culture. The Eight of Wands speaks of messages, quick action, quick love messages coming through as well. The Archer does use his bow and arrow, so those messages come in very quick. Eight of Wands also speaks of the pace picking up, but also messages of truth coming through. And that could be communication about someone and what they desire to manifest. Let's take the Star card, which is in the hidden position. And we have the Five of Swords. Wow. Another five, everyone. So we've got two fives. Two fives. Fives, again, are difficult. Remember how I was saying that there could be three people in a situation. Okay. And the Star, which is, again, it's Aquarius. It's all about breaking the traditional, which is Saturn. And also, for those of you that are conflicted about moving into the future and using your weapon towards moving towards the future, then this is saying that you've got the upper hand, you've got the weapon in your pocket, and that could mean different things for each of us. We know that this is also someone who could be communicating or not communicating here because of things that they're dealing with right now, situations that they're up against. But the Star card does say that this battle will be won, and that we are conflicted until those stars come into focus, or those stars can actually align. So this is saying to me that the future is in our hands and that we should move towards it and not stay in a point of not moving, as with the Hanging Man there. Let's take one card on the Hanging Man. And we have the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups does speak of a soulmate connection, but it can also speak of things coming back from the past, situations and people. But this is also trusting in the divine plan as we're not able to move. See, you need to trust in what is going on, and you also need to believe that this connection, whatever this is, whether it's a past life connection, is going to start moving. As with the Hanging Man, the enlightenment is coming through. The enlightenment after that illusion, or, you know, that disillusioning energy of the Hanging Man. Let's take the Ten of Cups, which is in the divine position, the message from Spirit, and we have the Strength card, Leo. And the Strength card is all about digging deep and believing in our higher self, and that we have the ability, okay, to get through this. Now, we know that Leo can also speak of ego and vanity. Look at that star on the lion's head. And we know that the star on the lion's head, it does ring to me of the star Regulus, which is the heart of the lion. And we know that Leo is the heart. So this is enlightenment, no doubt. Look at the similarities with the Queen of Coins and the Strength card. Again, we're talking about patience, we're talking about courage, and we're talking about being patient. Both cards, the Temperance and the Strength card, are speaking of being strong, being there for others as well, as we know that Leo is very generous. There is a lot of generosity. And again, it can speak of royalty. So royalty with the vanity that I would say for those of you that are dealing with someone that could be someone who comes from a royal background, if you know what I mean, as the King of Coins is someone that's very abundant. They're very affluent, as is the Emperor. Please know that with the Six of Pentacles, this is saying that there will be generosity and equilibrium. Okay, so beautiful, beautiful cards. Let's take a couple of handwritten messages here. My handwritten cards. Now we have the Emperor, we have the King of Coins, the King of Wands, and the Queen of Coins. We know also that if you are dealing with someone that is not of earth, as the King of Coins, as I said, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, if this is your partner who will be communicating, who will be providing, they will be ready to put in the work, then this is just someone who is going to be very stable, someone very dependable. They could be someone that's coming through at the last minute. And this could even speak of help on a worldly scale, financial scale as well. Now, let's take that King of Coins. I had been dreaming about you before I met you. Very similar to the Six of Cups here. So this is obviously either a soulmate from a past lifetime or someone that you've known for a long time. So for those of you that this is a new person coming into your life, this person has been dreaming about you, therefore they feel that soulmate, twin flame connection. Let's take this Queen of Coins. We come from two very different worlds, but we can overcome this with our love. Beautiful message from the Queen of Coins. Two different worlds, as I was saying before, especially with that Wheel of Fortune and Temperance. And I do feel that Temperance is talking about breaking those boundaries, as with the Emperor, and bringing two people from different worlds closer together. But again, you need to temper yourself and you need to keep the belief that that will happen. Let's take the King of Wands. I want a commitment. I want to have a family with you. I need stability. Let's do this. So what's interesting is that there are many similarities in this message as with the King of Coins. Some of you may already be in a commitment. This could be a message that had come from the King of Wands, but this person is more in the past position. And with the Lovers card here, if you're having to make a choice, this could be someone that you are already committed to. For some of you, let's take a look at this Emperor. And we have, you are so hot, I want you, you drive me crazy. That's very funny. Now, the Emperor, as I said, is not someone that is showing their emotions. He is showing what he is passionate about, obviously. So there's a strong sexual connotation to this card. Let's see if we can have a peek into his heart. We know that there is passion. He is driven passionately. Sexually, he desires. And he is a number 8. 8 of Wands is here as well. So let's take one more. And we have, after you left me, my world stopped. Please come back. Wow. Wow. We do have the Death card here, so obviously this Emperor is obviously going through some massive change, some massive transformation, and the Death card, which is Scorpio, is also something to do with intimacy. So the Emperor is someone who doesn't show his emotions, but also he doesn't show his pain, as he has an empire to rule. Let's take a message from Spirit, everyone. Please, Spirit, Archangel Michael, what is the message? And we have strength. Well, interesting. Okay, so obviously the Strength card in Leo is very strong here. And Leo is the house of taking a risk. It's also the house of creation, children, and also the house of fun and true love. Let's read the message. Strength comes from many sources. Staying strong brings confidence, conviction, and a balanced body, mind, and soul. Spirit has its own unique and beautiful way of replenishing your soul with strength on a continual basis. You're never really alone, as we're always with you. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful message. Okay, so we need to believe in our higher self, in our power that comes from within. Know that temperance is, as I said, having those two cups, pouring from one to the other, trying to bring in what is precious, what is made of gold, and the celebration is here. We will be coming into harmony. I do see those musical instruments. Music is all about harmony, right? And we know also that Venus is very musical. Libra, Taurus, Venus, very important. So again, with Venus having moved into her shadow phase, situations and people from the past, even projects from the past, could be coming in, and we will be working on those. Okay, so I'd like to leave it there. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Just want to remind you all, for those of you that want to see your life and what's going on in your surroundings, in your personal journey, we still are offering those coffee cups. You drink your coffee, you send in those pictures, those photos of your coffee cup once you've turned it over, and Mary Lou is more than happy to read your coffee cup for you. I will let you go now. Thank you again. Much love, much light. I will see you tomorrow.